Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Riven. Thank you so much for all the little hints and nudges and clues that you left in the comments, and ideas for new games to play. I'm actually really excited. I've got more on my list than I had before, so I'm very much looking forward to that. And yeah, okay. So we're gonna see. Oh. Were my marbles even in there still? Yeah. I need to go look. They are there. Okay. Down we go. I'm not hearing anything. Uh-oh. Sorry. I bumped my other keyboard. I was trying to get all my papers. One of these was one that we had to swap out. I think it was the blue. We were guessing at that color, if I remember correctly. Oops. Oh. I guess I'm just gonna have to go look. Is there a way to actually know if it's supposed to be blue or yellow? I don't think I saw... Like, we know Catherine is being held prisoner at that tree stump, right? But I didn't see any color in her video feed except the color red from her cloak. So let's see if this did anything. No. Going this way. Which one is in there? The yellow one. Yellow one's in there right now. Oop. Nope. There we go. Okay, and it's... Oh, where's my note? 25, 24, 12, and 4. Nothing? So, it must be blue then. If there is a way to know if it was supposed to be blue or yellow, let me know, like, in detail, because I don't know where I would have seen that clue. Okay. Let's try again. It's such a cute noise. This particular... It'll take me a while to get there. Hang on. Okay, so there's a button sound on that, the elevator that takes us down. It sounds exactly like a ping pong ball going through a little tube, and I love it. There's something about the hollowness of it. Okay. 12 and 4. I really don't know what I'm missing. Let's go somewhere less noisy. Okay. I'm going through all of the nudges you guys gave me. Zoe, you gave me a full-on wizard's quest. Sun and water you do not lack, when orange trees be at your back. Hidden things you need not find, your bearing set, and all is sure to be made clear. Orange trees. What? A thing I hadn't seen before. That's cool. What a fun thing to include. Dawn gave me the nudge about the little lever. Tony mentioned that Cyan sometimes makes buttons look innocuous, which is what made me think about clicking that thing. Which I made that same mistake. I mentioned this in my reply, but I made that same mistake when I was playing Abduction. The machine that teaches you how to count had a big blue button on the face, and I didn't realize it was a button. I don't think there's... Nope. Oops. Just paging through the comments while I'm trying to navigate around. I don't think I need to leave the island, though. Are these the orange trees, Zoe? Okay. Okay. Let's go back. Now I'm wondering if I'm overthinking your clue. Because you said sun and water. Oops. Okay, looks like I've got some of them off. Orange was supposed to be here, and blue was supposed to be here. I'm going... There we go. I think. Oh, I've got green in the wrong spot too. Okay. Well, here we are. Let's try this again. I don't know. I must have just really missed. My notes weren't accurate. I don't usually, so good old universal hint system. Man, that's been around for ages. Okay. That's better. Oh, you know what? My notes were right. Oh. Here I was thinking that I had just made inaccurate notes when I was looking at the map. And I didn't. My notes were right. I just copied it into the grid wrong. Well, now I feel bad for going straight to UHS. I hope you'll forgive me for that. I'm really wanting to finish today. I've got, I've got a trip coming up next weekend. And weekends are usually when I record. And so I would rather have this game out of the way and not have to pre-record anything. This one. This one, gosh, I've got this memorized now. Okay, this makes me nervous, guys. The very first time I played this, this is where my game ended. We've got power. I remember being so creeped out by this. Oh yeah, these are the books to each island. That's the prison island. So, the first time I played this as a teenager, there's a point here where Yen wants you to prove that the linking book to Danny is real. And I was too scared. I was so intimidated. And by this point, I'd basically learned that the cutscenes are just like the people talking to you are just people talking to you, and you just wait for them to say their thing and then they move on. And I didn't realize that he would get impatient. And he actually killed me. And it was terrifying. Can't interact with anything else. Oh. Here he comes.
I apologize for the cage. I'm afraid this situation has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gen. I assume you've heard of me. Yes. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now. Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Aegis. It's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes. I even tried to kill him once. God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions. That was 30 years ago. 30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed. To be sure, the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one.
He's smoking.
I'm sorry, this is all a bit awkward. It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of the people here have already made their minds up about me one way or another. I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer.
This actor did such a good job.
Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven, and many have suffered because of it. The island has been steadily decaying for years, but according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the Fifth Age has entered its final days. Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish. It has taken me a long time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in... Well, I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine and the moiety. In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. Before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively harmless. I mean, the natives here are a fairly violent people by nature, but I'd almost come to accept their presence. It seemed inevitable under the circumstances. Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them. And as far as I can tell, she's come to believe this herself. So I've had no alternative. I had to separate her from her people. I must admit, though, that my concerns were not entirely for her safety alone. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her. Although I'm sure Atris desires it. Indeed, he must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state. Which brings me to the point of all of this. The linking book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it. If I may. Thank you.
He looks so suspicious. I love it so much. This actor did such a good job. This is where I made my mistake before.
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first.
Success. Okay. So. Now we're supposed to signal Atris, right? Isn't this? I mean, it's one of the little bugs. Ew. Ew, ew. Fancy. Very fancy pen. Oh. Okay, that's allowing heat up into this thing. Books all have their little cage things. Don't know what that lever does yet. Is that a It's a music player. Oh, that's cool. Ah, handy. Okay. Water. Oh, this is his bedroom. My goodness. Spartan conditions. Clock. Super cool. I would use a clock like that. I start this latest journal with astounding news. Catherine has returned to the Fifth Age. And though it sets my teeth on edge to say it, she has also vanished as quickly as she appeared, stolen from me by the rebels. As my guard tells it, she linked into the Fisher Plateau cage, as I'd guessed, when suddenly he was set upon by a band of rebels who darted him and spirited her away. I suspect the truth of the matter was that he was so dumbfounded at actually witnessing someone link in after all this time that he presented an easy target for whichever rebel had happened by at that moment. The damnable luck of it. He did get a good look at her, though, to verify that it was indeed Catherine. He also claims that he inspected all of her belongings and found no linking book on her person. A fact which, if true, makes the question of why she's returned here at all more puzzling. While I'm sick with frustration at having lost the only quarry that Cage has ever caught, I'm also filled with hope. She may yet provide me with a way back to Dani. It is true that I have managed, despite overwhelming odds, to break free of the confines of the Fifth Age and resume my mission to save my culture from extinction. But I fear that unless I am able to regain access to the vault, to the vast resources that lie in the city's ruins, the task of reconstructing that great civilization will be impossible. If Catherine did bring a linking book with her, then I'm halfway there. If not, then she's trapped in the Fifth Age, and I can assume that my emotionally crippled son will soon be along to rescue her. Either way, it is crucial to my plans that I find her soon. Her presence here now forces me to take the rebels more seriously. I should never have permitted them to survive this long. Once again, the Great Work has demonstrated its usefulness to me. That's the whale thing. This past week, the villagers have been most difficult to manage. Apparently, they've learned of Catherine's arrival, and their fear of this mythic beast has been all that has kept them in line. Had I known how truly useful these prodigious creatures would have proved to be, I would have perhaps captured more of them while the local population was still plentiful. Although, to be sure, if these disturbances continue, my current pets will be in no danger of perishing for lack of nourishment. Rude. Actively feeding the villagers to his work. The search for Catherine continues. I mean, we knew he was doing that, but I just find it really funny that he said it that way. The search for Catherine continues. I now deeply regret my mistake of having ever taught these primitive people anything at all about the books. It seems that with each passing day, I more sorely realize the extent to which they were not ready for that knowledge, not even in the simplified manner in which I had presented it to them. Their minds, adapted only to the exceptionally menial task of village life, were incapable of comprehending the art in all of its complexity, and thus were unable to extract the essential underlying principles that are, ironically, so elegantly simple. It's obvious that much of the discord that exists between us stems from their failure to grasp the full meaning of the information I gave them. If they'd been able to gain even the smallest glimpse of the future I'd planned for them, then this conflict would not exist. The minds of children are much more malleable. But this is slow genocide. With proper instruction, they've developed a more appropriate posture towards the culture that gave them their lives. At times they take it to almost as if they had a bit of Dani blood. At times they take to it almost as if they had a bit of Dani blood in them. Given the natives' inborn limitations, however, I'm quite careful that none gain a level of understanding that would permit them to sin against their future the way that Catherine did. How foolish I was to think that she could contain such knowledge responsibly, when it was quite clear that my own son could not. He's also very racist. Oh, I forgot how well this was a political commentary of sorts. Just politics and human nature in general. Atris. Still, he remains one of the greatest disappointments of my life. I should never have left him with my mother. By the time I'd returned for him, he'd already been poisoned as to all the thoughts of the Dani. Perhaps it was the only way that she could rationalize the fact that she'd been responsible for the collapse of their civilization. So much destruction. So many great lives lost. The guilt must have been unbearable. I do have vague recollections of the love she had for my father and for our world, but ultimately she was an outsider, whose ignorance of the Dani became the catalyst for their demise. And if I'm able to rebuild our culture, and in the process correct such crucial weaknesses, then perhaps what she did was ultimately necessary, in order that a new era of prosperity might someday come to pass. He's so arrogant. These last few weeks I have found myself frequently beset by images from the past. As I stood in the schoolroom today, I was reminded of my own childhood, the years I spent in Bookmakers Guild, Father's immense pride at each of my small accomplishments there. He was an important man in the dining world, but I can't bear to think of him for long. It's too much. I was too young to see such a thing. I've got her. Late last night, I received word that Catherine was in the village attempting to persuade the people to join her. I lost 2 good men in the process, but I would have paid 100 times that number for such a prize. She's been taken to the prison island, where I've been attempting to gain some insight as to the reason for her presence here. I've had to fight the all but constant impulse to put her on the gallows. She's adopted the most infuriating stance of only answering my questions, when she answers them at all, in her native tongue. Even so, she's a poor liar. I am now quite certain that her return to Riven was unintentional, and that she brought no linking book with her. As far as her unwillingness to share with me the location of the moiety, we shall see. Without their leader, however, they are once again powerless against me. If Catherine's coming here was indeed an accident, then Atris is bound to come here for her. That's a given. The question I must now consider is, how will he do it? It is likely that his hesitation has been due, at least in part, to this dilemma. One way or another, though, he'll have to bring a linking book to get back to Dani. There is no other way. It is late and I cannot sleep. I've lost so much in my life. But look at how shaky his writing is. My people, my father, my son, and you, my wife, Keita. You are my only true kindness I've ever known. Watching you flicker there in the imager, I sometimes wonder if you are real. If I could restore your life with my pen, I would do so in an instant and leave the rest of the world to their own wretched fate. This man is depressed. I think his own bitterness and heartbreak is fueling this rage, trying to give himself purpose when he's lost so much. Damn these savages! I would be well advised to leave them all in the 5th Age and begin again with a clean sheet of paper. A stranger has arrived on Riven, with a linking book to Dani, and once again, my useless minion was overtaken by the rebels. From what little I could decipher from his muddled explanation, it apparently occurred sometime this morning. The cage has been damaged, but it is no matter. Everything I need is here now. Atris is certainly behind this, yet how could he be so foolish as to send someone here with the linking book? Such blatancy is unlike him. Could it be that he has had a change of heart? For all these years, is he finally letting his poor old father go? No, he's only after one thing. Perhaps he should find her. For now, I need only to wait and observe. Well, oh, musical instrument. Let's see what she looked like.
Kianenatsu? Shima? Shorate. Mata neta. Tagamem. San potegan shem. Fasi.
Aw, what a sweetie. Makes sense that he's bitter. I mean, it's no excuse, but it does make sense. Okay. So we need to go back to the Gold Dome island. That's the prison. That's the jungle. That's map. That's the wood. This one. We need power. Is that what you do? Aha, they're lit now. Okay. This one. Yeah, okay. Now, where did I put? Here it is. We need to signal Atris. Okay. So the code Catherine gave us is 4 1 4 5 4 Is that not? Oh, 4 1 4 5 4. That's funny. Okay. There's the stars. Does the view change? I don't think so. No. Okay, here we go. Oh, it does change a little bit. There's a really dark spot. Isn't this... Am I missing something again? Ah. Is there one on this side? Goodness.
Where's Catherine? I don't understand. You've captured Gien, but
Oh
why
no.
did you signal me?
Oh no.
There's no time left. The age is collapsing. I've got to get back before it's too late. Your way is clear. You're free to go home. Farewell, my friend.
Oh. That means 2 playthroughs where I didn't actually finish it properly. Oh. Oh, I'm so sad.
Much work. Gien is at last defeated, but the price of this defeat is dear. The people of Riven must try to hang on to a world which is dying. And I am sentenced to the futile task of nursing Riven's fatal wounds. Of Catherine, I will never know her fate.
Oh. Oh, that's so sad. What a way to end this. Aww. Aww. Well. Thank you for joining me. That's so sad. I might have to go back and play again and just get the good ending on my own time sometime. Thank you for joining me. As usual, there will not be an upload next week because I take a break in between series, and I think I'm gonna start something that is not Cyan Worlds as my next option. Hope you've had a lovely time. Hope you've enjoyed. Please do leave those likes and comments. I really enjoy those. And thanks. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.